Rolex diamonds, Benny flip flops, some styling, Vibe Brown Road.
I'm Dan Indra, and I'm still a video game designer here at 2K, and we are once again on the set of NBA 2K20's My Career Mode. Scottie Pippen, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
So you just finished your scenes, and you...
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, this is where it begins. The expectations you have for this season meet reality tonight. Everything you've been working on gets put to the test. You hope that you've done your job and can come out of here with a win. And you love the build-up to a new season. Lots of anticipation. Shaq, what are you looking for?
There were some VIMs this offseason.
Very interesting moves.
Oh, you like that? Okay,
yeah.
I understand. And you got to understand, that kind of shift, that right there can shift the balance of power.
Well, last year the Eastern and Western Conference was balanced out. Well, we'll see if the trend reverses this year.
And that'll take it right up to tip as we go courtside.
The Pelicans know their fans will be fired up for tonight's action. And as they came into the building, the players were plenty fired up themselves. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. The city of New Orleans, really a sight to see and a wonderful place to visit. We're happy to be here tonight. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Hey, Dave.
Well, the maturity and poise of a young Jason Tatum has often been talked about. Maybe that's because his parents prepared him for the NBA from an early age in St. Louis. They had pretend press conferences using a hairbrush as the microphone. And you can say he's been groomed for this. And it's paying off. Guys?
Yeah, they dotted every I and crossed every T. David, thank you. The entire offseason leading up to tonight, Steve, as a player, do you already know if your team has a chance to be special this early?
You know, Kevin, yeah, you do. And I think the teams that I've been on and teams that you see and saying we don't have a chance to win, you try to trick yourself. You're looking at management ownership. Can we make a deal throughout this year to get us in contention? But you got to be realistic. You know the team that you don't have a chance to win the championship.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Brown and Hayward, they're the wing. Tatum out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Walker in at the 1. And for New Orleans, Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. And it's Favors in at the 5 down low. Now here's Walker.
Impacting the game now at both ends. Zion moves his feet well and can change directions and close out on shooting.
Brown against Holiday. 5 on the clock. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Here's Williamson. No good on the shot. And the Celtics going the other way now. Their last encounter was in Boston.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers. They wreaked havoc on the defensive end and really held the pace of the game in their favor for the entire game.
Now here's Ingram. After Gordon Hayward's miss, knocks it loose. Tice with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Walker taking his time here. Celtics passing it around. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. To the paint, here's Williamson, and the dunk by Williamson.
And the defense learned a valuable lesson there. Don't let Williamson get to that launching pad around the rim.
Now here's Tatum. Pass to Walker. Ball, the pass to Ingram. And Drew Holiday, the bucket on the assist from Ingram.
That's the pressure Holiday puts on your defense. Has the skill and strength to challenge you inside.
So the Celtics call timeout, their first.
One of the better defenders in the league. Drew Holiday embraces the challenge.
Stats here for Holiday. Great showing for him last season. 5th in assists, and of course, he's got a nose for the ball. He ranked in the top 10 in steals last season.
And as you said, dishing out dimes at a top 5 pace, he was in total command of the offense last season. Look for more good things to come. Walker the pass to Tice. Tatum on the wing. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Moves on moves. That's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And last season, 86% from the line. So he's always had that calm presence at the line no matter the situation.
And that one falls for Tatum. Well, guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
Rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
3rd pick in that 17 NBA draft after a strong rookie campaign. I think Tatum was going to be around for a while. And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Now, here's Walker. In the game against Orlando, very impressive. Pass to Tatum. Great D that time from Favors.
4 shots, 4 misses, and you can sense a certain frustration building.
Here's Ingram. Offensive rebound. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Love the gritty work inside from Favors. When he's down there, it makes the defense very nervous.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
That free throw missing.
Well, you know, he's the former 3rd overall pick out of Georgia Tech. Favors has made steady improvement, productive at the 4 and the 5 spot.
Good on the second free throw. Celtics trail by 6. Outside, Walker. Tatum finds Brown. Tatum against Favors. Out to Hayward. From deep. Boston again missing.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game. Well, if it ain't broke, Don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and continue to score consistently.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Tatum deciding where to go with it. Here's Walker. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
A young guy with maturity, awareness, and a feel for the game. Tatum is special.
Holiday left side. Out to Ingram. Passes it to Ball. From deep three-point range, and the Pelicans get it back. And Derek Favors with the slam.
Derek Favors is a strong-willed player who fights for extra possessions. You gotta box this guy out whenever a shot goes up.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. And has worked on that shot and tool set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
Good from Kemba Walker. And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
Kemba Walker hits them both.
And this is Alvin Gentry's fourth stop as an NBA head coach. He's been working as an NBA assistant, get this, since 1988.
Over 3 decades in this league. A decade coaching in college. Worked for and with so many legendary coaches. He's seen it all.
Now, here's Tice. Derek Favors unable to get his shot to go. To the middle. And there's Brown. That's good on the assist by Tatum.
And you gotta respect how accomplished Brown is down low, destroying whoever is in his way.
Down low, here's Williamson, and there it is for him. Williamson's got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Ball against Walker. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And he's staying aggressive, trying to regain his touch. But right now, he's hurting the team.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's space and then go and corral that backcourt.
And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Walker with it. Brown outside. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. He has 5.
And that's just tremendous confidence from Brown. Going up with the shot right away and giving the D no time to react.
Now here is Holiday. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Denver.
And he showed again why he is such a sensational playmaker. Some of the plays he made were just remarkable.
Williamson. Another shot. Favors passes to Williamson. Back to Favors. Outside Holiday. They grab their own miss. Goes up again. And it's Favors laying it in. Favors got his second basket of the night.
Man, that's a big dude. But Derek Favors shrugging off contact and helping his team.
And it goes down 2 points.
Beautiful location on the pass as usual. Led his man perfectly.
And he banks in the layup.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Teardrop shot and the layup by Walker. Walker's got 6.
That's nice work, stopping short of the rim, just laying it over the top.
The pass to Ball. Got a piece of it. Tatum kicks to Walker. It's deflected.
And Ball using those long arms to just swat away that that shot. I love the hustle. It's always nice to have a point guard who can block shots. And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Tatum finds Brown. Back to Tatum. Just 5 to shoot. From deep. And that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Tatum. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. 5th on the list, the Pelicans.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Steve, nothing finer than having a star on your team who also makes everyone else feel better, feel involved, right?
You're totally right, Kevin. I talked to a lot of these general managers and owners, and they talk about they're looking for the unselfish star. Not just the star, the unselfish star. And what they mean by that, on the court, off the court, the guy that understands it's about team versus him.
For New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Favors. Hayes comes in for Williamson. Josh Hart, he's checked in for Ingram. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Drew Holiday. And a new group in for the Celtics. Ennis Cantor's checked in for Daniel Tice. Green comes in for Gordon Hayward. Marcus Smart's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Walker. New Orleans shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Josh Hart.
And the first one drops. Celtics making a switch here. So he gets them both.
And you think of the resiliency of New Orleans. It feeds into the ethos of their sports team. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Certainly the Pelicans have had their challenges too. Injuries, turnover, and leadership. You can't give up, though. I think that's something this organization and the fans can relate to.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
And here is Ball. Pass to Redick. 3-pointer. Create grabs the miss. Celtics trail by 7. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Now Kansas. 12 points in the game hit for him. Here's Ball. Kicks to Redick. Pass to Hart. 6 to shoot. Now here's Hayes. He's covered by Kansas. The shot's good from Hayes. And so Wanamaker will bring it up for Boston. 9-point game. We've got 1:28 left here in the opening quarter. Smart. Again, the miss by the Celtics. New Orleans has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. It's tipped, and he's able to get it back. Smart against Ball. Tries again. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
This is my type of approach. Get some high percentage looks. then later you can play inside out.
So it's the Pelicans now after Enes Kanter's miss. Here's Hart, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
For New Orleans, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. The first one falls. Dejuan Moore is checked in for Lonzo Ball. That one misses. Celtics trail by 12. Outside, Green passes it to Poirier. Boston again missing.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Now here's Redick. Takes the 3. That shot no good. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We come back right after this. Gordon Hayward reunited with his college coach Brad Stevens. He said they go way back.
Our relationship started when I was in high school. He came to my morning workouts and really recruited me at Butler and was kind of the first guy that I think believed in me that I could make it to the next level.
And I'm sure, Greg, that relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league, while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And looking at what we've seen, Pelicans pretty much in control here.
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
They've got J.J. Redick. He's out there with Hart. Then there is Jahlil Okafor, and it's Moore in at the point. That's the Pelicans 5. Here's Hart. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. The shot's good from Hayes.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
Feeds it to Kanter. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while. And perimeter shooting, never more valuable. And that's been J.J. Redick's M.O. all along. An elite marksman who can hit from anywhere. Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now the pass to Hart. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Hart's got 7 points here in this quarter. And in today's game, if you don't have floor spacing, your offense is going to struggle.
They call it gravity, the ability of outside shooters to attract defensive attention. Redick, one of those you don't leave for a moment.
Here's Wanamaker. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Kanter. Boston, no good that time either. Here are the Pelicans with the ball. Right now, they're on a 9-0 run. The shot's good from Hayes.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they maintain their focus.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Interesting, Smitty. We're seeing guys like Dirk and Vince Carter playing to their 40s. I'm wondering if this is a byproduct of improved nutrition and conditioning, if that accelerates this trend.
I think it does, Kevin. I also agree to add to that. I think the game is less physical. I think a lot of those guys are taking care of themselves, but when the game is not as physical, it's a lot more perimeter. You can play longer. I'm curious, Kevin, will anybody play into their 50s?
You know, wouldn't that be amazing? That's a good question. No one had more success at the foul line last season than this group of players. Number 5 is J.J. Redick.
He was locked and loaded from the free throw line all season. Never suffered through any real lulls in that department.
Wanamaker looking over the floor. Pass to Smart. It's a halt the run. Headshot off. And New Orleans will come the other way.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Now here's Moore. Nothing in on the scoreboard for him. Well, he grew up in East Chicago, a steel mill town in Indiana. And E'Twaun Moore says, Smitty, he had to work 3 times harder than the next guy to make it.
You know what, Kevin? Every team needs an E'Twaun Moore. He'll never be a star, but he has earned his place in this league.
That one is off.
E'Twaun Moore gives you the production, but he also gives you the intangible. He plays like an older brother.
And he sinks the second. Last outing for the New Orleans Pelicans. It was a loss to the Nuggets. And Okafor with the block. And he recovers it. Here's Tatum. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Jahlil Okafor.
You got to avoid fouling Tatum in those situations. He's very clever at getting the defense to kind of bite when he attacks.
Boston shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he makes the first. New Orleans making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. And so Tatum nails them both. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Hart. He's covered by Brown. Hart the pass to Okafor. The shot's good. Hayes has got 10 points in the game.
Of the 2 offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
They've had better patience, better shot selection so far, but we still have a long way to go.
Now here's Walker. He's got 6. Brown feeling out of it. Boston, no good that time either.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have the confidence. You have to have the confidence to take that shot. Might not always fall.
You know what another option is? Just give the ball up. Let someone else make a play.
Walker's shot is off.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
Holiday with it. Pass to Moore. And he overshot that one, missing. Out to the right wing. And a wide open look for Walker. The good-looking shot from the wing. He's got 8.
I can't believe that went in, and I don't think he can either.
Okafor dishes to Holiday. Lays it up and in on a nice reverse.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Walker the pass to Wanamaker. And here's Brown outside. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
And the three-point shot is something that Brown continues to improve upon. It's important for him to be draining these looks.
And Holiday, here we go. Okafor gets the bucket.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Walker the pass to Cannon. Back to Walker. It's in the bucket for his 4th field goal. Shooting at a 4 of 9 clip.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Well, the book, Greg, is the same for Enes Kanter as it's always been. Great score inside, but his defense leaves you wanting.
And Kevin, at this point, he is who he is. I mean, for better or worse. Kanter is still a force off the bench to give a team some post presence in their second unit, but not sure he'll ever be a player to build around.
Here for New Orleans. Derek Favors checked in for Okafor. Williamson comes in for Hayes. Ingram, he's checked in for Josh Hart. And Ball subbed in for Moore. And then for Boston, Daniel Tice comes in for Enes Kanter. And Gordon Hayward is subbed in for Brad Wanamaker.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Out to Hayward. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Derek Favors.
Gordon Hayward is really clever in how he gets contact on his shots. Really using his long arms well to create the foul.
Celtics have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. And he knocks down the first one. Some terrific NBA players right now out of Michigan State. Smitty, we know that's your alma mater. Which of those guys do you enjoy watching the most?
Kevin, I really enjoy watching all of them because I've got a close relationship with all our Michigan State Spartans. Gary Harris, Draymond Green, Jaren Jackson Jr., Bryn Forbes, Denzel Valentine, and the list goes on. I love because I watch them and I know they're going to come out and play extremely hard because of Tom Izzo and the Michigan State brand of basketball.
Now here's Holiday. That one goes. Count it. Holiday's got 4 points this quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Boston's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Walker against Ball. Left side Walker. The kick out to Tatum. And it's Williamson with the rebound.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
And that one's hit by Favors.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
Walker finds Hayward. There's Brown with the 3. Pelicans with the rebound. Favors has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Holiday. It's deflected. Up top, Brown. He's covered by Ball. That one drops for him. And that's 12 points for Kemba Walker.
Shooting much better this quarter than last. You can see his confidence growing.
Ingram outside. Passes to Williamson. Rebound, Boston. To the inside. The fader. That one wide left.
And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Now, here's Tice. He's coming off a 16-point game against Orlando. Right side, Tatum. The Celtics need to get a shot off from deep. Walker nailed from three-point land. Walker's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And this team's struggles are not his fault. He's putting in work at the offensive end.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
What you like about Drew, these hard drives, a physical guard who sometimes invites contact.
It's his first trip to the line.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
An all-star, a leader, Drew Holiday can be counted on night in and night out to make a difference.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. That's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Boston Celtics. Hayward passes to Walker. Pelicans with the rebound. Favors got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. Outside, Walker. Hayward against Holiday. And Hayward gets it to go.
And that's where the added muscle Hayward has put on during his career comes into play. So effective in combating an aggressive defense.
Ball with the bucket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Walker kicks to Tatum. There's the lob to the hoop. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, and Tatum's passing ability really makes him a problem in that pick and roll. No wasted motion, always slicing and dicing the defense.
Boston's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Brown outside. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists tonight.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
And Ball slams it in.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Holiday attacking. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock.
The long reach of Favors have a real impact, especially when he leaves the ground quickly in time for blocks.
He had heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
The Pelicans have taken 10 shots from the free throw line up to this point and made 6 of them.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
Ball against Walker. Smart on the wing. But they recover it.
Redick's defense is very underrated. He really uses a lot of energy to make life tough for whoever he's guarding.
And so it's New Orleans rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Right back after this break.
And now, the
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. New Orleans had no problems getting going. They didn't wait long to jump out in front, and aided by some quality all-around play, went on a 9-1 run off the tip. At the end of one, they were still firmly in control, up by 12. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, your thoughts? How the Pelicans are playing?
They're just pulling down rebounds at will. Their aggressiveness has been dynamite, flying in from all angles. With rebounding, you assume that everything is amiss, and obviously they've taken that to heart.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert. Barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure. Play more physical in the second half. Start a fight. Throw some bowls. Let's go.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
He's been very effective on the move, forcing the action, getting to his spots, and finishing plays.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Hayward at small forward, with Tatum at the 4. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Tice in at the 5.
Second chance opportunities. Williamson explosive into the air with the touch and concentration to finish. Yeah, easy call.
The Celtics have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. First free throw is good. He hits both from the stripe. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. They can look forward to the Cavaliers after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for that. Boston shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Stolen by Ball. He dishes it to Ingram. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And Ball sets up his teammates when they're open, quick to whip it around. One of the best ball movers in the league.
Well, it was only a short stay in L.A. for Lonzo Ball, traded this past summer as part of the Anthony Davis deal.
And getting out of L.A. might be the best thing for him. Still a great defender and playmaker. His best years, without a doubt, could be ahead of him here in New Orleans.
And so it's New Orleans with it. Following the bucket by the Celtics. Favors finds Ingram. And stolen by Tatum. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Tatum's got 7 points.
And you get the sense Tatum is used to getting hit when he's penetrating inside. It almost seems as if he embraces those challenges. A moment now to see the numbers for Walker. Last season, he played outstanding. Last season, he averaged 25 points per, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. Backup point guard, always an important position, and he fills that role beautifully.
Without a good floor conductor coming off the bench,
your offense can quickly grow stagnant. He solves that problem well.
Stolen by Ball. The pass to Williamson. Now here's Ingram. Pocket 6. He feeds it to Williamson, and it's blocked. And pushing it up, here's Boston, here's Brown, and he uses the glass on the layup. He's got 13.
Terrific game plan coming out of halftime. A perfect 3 for 3 from the field.
Here's Holiday, and Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Stolen by Holiday. The feed to Williamson. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 5 assists tonight. Outside, Walker. Hayward goes in, and good that time. Hayward's got 6.
And coming out of halftime, Coach said they wanted to start fast. Howell's 4 for 4.
Ball with it. He's picked up by Walker. Holiday dishes the ball. Williamson, the pass to Ball. He kicks to Favors. Back to Ball. From the arc. It's rebounded by Tice. Tice has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Hayward passes to Walker. Back to Hayward. Celtics passing it around. Walker's shot is off.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Ball, the pass to Williamson. Shoots over Walker, and that one's good. Williamson.
Continuing to stoke the fire. His shot making has been absolutely superb.
And Walker kicks to Hayward. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
That's why Hayward is a franchise-level player. A guy who can get shots to go despite getting whacked.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And last season's numbers show him at about an 83% clip, which is far better than most.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Favors. Hayes comes in for Williamson. Josh Hart, he's checked in for Brandon Ingram. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Lonzo Ball.
Well, with both parents being 5'10", Hayward was encouraged to develop his backcourt skills. Then he had the growth spurt.
Moore. Some solid defense from Brown.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Here's Wanamaker. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Got a piece of it. Over Holiday. That one off the back iron and out. New Orleans leading by 23. Moore outside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Daniel Tice. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Smart's checked in for the Celtics. Puts it up from 12. Second chance effort. Okafor gets the bucket.
Salvage the possession. He's a terrific offensive rebounder.
Kicks it to Cantor. Hayward on the wing. Pass to Smart. Shot clock at 6. Right at the free throw line. That one, no good. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. Moore against Brown. Hayes. It's hauled in by Wanamaker. For Boston, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the 3rd quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Pass to Cannon. He kicks it to Hayward. A 3. Boston again missing. New Orleans has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Moore passes to Hart. Okafor with the ball. Guarded by Smart. And he makes good on the layup. That's now 8 points for Jahlil Okafor.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Taken away by Holiday. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Lays it up and banks it in. Holiday's got 13 points.
Drew does it how it's supposed to be done. Changes ends quickly, puts himself in the right position to finish.
Hayward, almost, but it rolls out. The Pelicans have gone 7 for 16 the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. A shot's good from Hayes.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
They've taken nothing for granted. You can see they're playing the moment rather than the score.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Hart kicks to Hayes. And here is Okafor. He's got 8. Moore with the bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Hayward on the wing. Cantor trying to free himself up. The layup off target. To the wing on the left. And Cantor over to help. Here's Hart. And the 3 off target. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Boston. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And that's where Brown is at his best. A muscular beast who loves finishing strong through the contact.
Here's Hart. He's got 10. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line. He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
First one falls for him. J.J. Redick's checked in for New Orleans. Boston making a switch here. He's off on the second. The Celtics have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Nice shot by Smart.
For a guy who's still working on his range, love to see Smart attacking on the interior.
Here's Hart, guarded by Green. The 3 ball was shot by Redick, no good.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
4 on the clock, bangs home the trifecta. Poirier's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. 1:58 left in the third quarter of the game. Redick for 3. Rebound Boston.
Can you believe it? He's missed every shot he's taken, yet this team still continues to hold the lead.
Pass to Cantor. Smart on the wing. And the layup's good off the glass.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half. More effort as well. And their offense starting to show signs of life.
Now here's Hayes. 12 points for him. New Orleans moving the ball around. Redick surveying the D. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Redick's got his first basket. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Smart dishes to Cantor. Inside, here's Wanamaker. Makes it off the glass.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for 1 more at the line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
The Pelicans have gone 8 of 13 from the free throw line. Some changes for New Orleans. Williamson is checked in for Hayes. Ingram comes in for Josh Hart. And Ball subbed in for Ejuan Moore. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Kemba Walker comes in for Brad Wanamaker. That one misses for Okafor. Boston shooting 41% for the game. In the corner, Smart with it. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And of course, this is Smart's biggest hurdle. Sometimes he looks great shooting the three. Sometimes, though, it's just the opposite.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Ingram outside. Walker against Ball. Count the basket. Ball's got 10 points in the game.
And if you're the D, you can't let Ball have that kind of room to shoot the basketball, especially from the mid-range area where he is proven to be so efficient.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. This has been a one-sided matchup, and I don't see any signs of it lessening. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
One thing we can't do is have empty possessions where we're shooting it before or we're turning it over before we can set our defense.
Well, Greg, he's all about wanting them to take smart shots.
You have 24 seconds to play with, plenty of time. No sense taking a bad shot and risking getting burned in transition.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So the Pelican 5 right now. They've got J.J. Redick, Williamson out there with Jackson, and it's Alexander Walker in at the 2-guard spot.
That's nice work, stopping short of the rim, just laying it over the top.
Here's Redick. Steve, revenue's climbing. We're seeing some star players make $40+ million a year. Top coaches making around $10 million a year. My goodness. Do you think coaches are due for a raise, though, Steve?
You know, I think all parties involved, the numbers will keep going up, Kevin. The franchise values are going up to over $1 billion. So I think coaches will get a raise, players will get a raise, and the guys that are playing at a high level, especially for coaches, if they're winning, their numbers will go up.
First free throw is good.
You talk about a player who steadily improved over the course of his career. That's J.J. Redick, maximizing his potential.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Boston shooting 43% from the floor. Edwards passes to Ojala. To the inside. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And a moment now to check out who the Pelicans have coming up. On Tuesday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Friday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. First one falls for him. Steve, how do you feel about the top college players getting some sort of compensation for their work?
You know, I don't know about top college players, Kevin. I think if you're going to do it, it has to be all college players because it's a team. And I think if you look at it, some of the ways I would love to see it, if those guys can get health insurance benefits, if they can get a longer time to finish their education. I love that type of compensation.
Williamson kicks to Redick. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
As a defender, the last thing you want to do is send a shooter like J.J. Redick to the free throw line.
At the line for your Pelicans,
J.J. Redick. 2 shots. The first free throw is good. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively. Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. From 11 feet away, nice touch on the back shot. Redick's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
The pass to Poirier. Up top, Tatum. And the shot is good.
Yeah, and I love how strong Tatum is finishing through the contact there. He's shown a real toughness in terms of when he gets in attack mode.
Redick dishes to Jackson. From deep three-point range, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. People think, Steve, there are 3 factors necessary to achieving organizational success. Ownership, and ownership. What do you think?
I guess it's ownership. I think it also comes down to trust. Trust in anything gets you a chance to be successful.
And Steve, you know, it's just about establishing that culture, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you got to have identity, a culture that everybody wants to be a part of.
Ball against Walker. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And at 6'6", Ball, very similar to Jason Kidd in terms of the vision that he plays the game with. His IQ is off the charts.
2 shots. And that one misses. And the Celtics making a change here. Brown's checked in. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Steve, for players, success brings so many opportunities, but sometimes glitz and the glamour and the lifestyle get in the way of success on the basketball court.
You know it does, Kevin. A lot of these guys have a lot of things going off the court, and you want to encourage that. It's just when anything off the court starts to affect on the court, then it becomes a problem. Some guys can handle it from the beginning. Others need to mature before they can find that balance.
Smart kicks to Tice. It's not going to go for him. Some solid defense from Ingram. Here's Ball, and Ball slams it in.
And Ball being aggressive there with his penetration, seizing on any open space to get to the basket.
Brown outside. Pass to Tice. Ingram against Brown. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
And you got to love how seriously Brown takes his ability to score. He has the green light to fire from just about anywhere on the court.
Ingram outside. Second shot opportunity and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Love how Ingram toys with the opposition, drawing contact very easily on these kinds of attempts.
And that one falls for Ingram.
The second overall pick back in 2016. Brandon Ingram has shown us flashes. But whether it's defense or offense, still a ways to go.
The Celtics making a switch here. Hayward's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Hey, Greg, when you talk about Ingram, where would you look for him to make the next step in his game?
Well, in that one season at Duke, he did shoot over 40% from three. I think becoming a reliable shooter from out there would be a key building block offensively.
A much different player here in the second half. He's taking advantage of what the defense allows.
Now here's Williamson. Not a lot of room. Whistle blows. If that's going to be a travel. Brown against Ingram. Tice passes to Walker. Yep, that one goes in there. Walker's got 5 points now in the quarter.
That is how he rolls. A prolific scorer. Walker's been calling his own number tonight.
Outside for Reddick. Outside favorites. It's stolen by Brown. Especially with players like Curry and Lillard taking such high difficulty shots from deep range. I mean, these are just amazing. Some have said that it's hurting the game and that kids will try to emulate. What do you think about it?
You know, Kevin, I think it is to some point, and to this point where so many kids now at a younger age are shooting the three ball from so deep. I would love for a lot of these guys to be able to show the work they put in, and then those kids try to emulate that.
Just 3 to shoot. Here's Williamson. And again, New Orleans has no luck. The 11-footer. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And that's now 11 points for Jason Tatum. Pelicans leading by 16. Pass the ball. And the officials will call the illegal spin right there.
I tell you what, they got a nice reservation for him over on the bench. If he keeps this up, fourth turnover already.
Austin's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Now Tice. Back to Walker from past the arc. And no good. The Pelicans have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. Reddick inside the line, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Reddick's got 7 points for the quarter.
After putting up zeros in the first half, he is making up for it big time now.
Here's Tice. Brown outside. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Favors has got his 16th rebound on the night. The putback, it's hauled in by Brown. Brown's got 5 rebounds tonight. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
And the craftiness of Brown, just so creative at picking apart the defense with his ball handling.
Here's Ball. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
I mean, every time down the floor, this is what you're trying to do. Find the right matchup.
And finished off by Brown.
And love seeing Brown drop the hammer. Just an amazing dunker who really bashes it in the basket.
Ball, the pass to Reddick. Ingram outside. He can't get that one to fall. Hayward with some nice D.
It's amazing. All night he's been out of sync on the offensive end, yet they continue to lead.
Here's Tatum. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 6 assists in the game.
A guy who has lived up to lofty expectations. Tatum impacts the game across the board.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
And coaches looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Critical part of the game. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to adjust what you're doing.
game, Lonzo Ball.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
This is as good a game as we've seen him play. And this crowd can't get enough of it. When he explodes like this, it becomes a special atmosphere in here. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Alvin Gentry told his team during the break. He told them, look, we're in a good spot. The one thing I want you guys to do, stay in the moment. Don't look ahead. Stay in the moment and compete. Kevin, we'll see if they can keep focused.
No good on that one.
They aren't making anything at the line today. This is a team that struggles at the line.
And the second free throw, good.
See, now he's getting defenders back on their heels a little bit. Getting to the foul line here in the second half.
Here's Walker. Count it. Walker's got 22.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
And also a lot of skill. This is exactly the type of thing you practice for over and over again.
Ball, and it's blocked.
A key rebound there, but they can do a little better on the glass here down the stretch.
Hayward can't hit. They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
Here's Brown. Lays it up off the glass. He's got 26.
And really, Brown is astonishing when he takes it inside. The defense does not know what to do with it.
1:52 left in the game. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
And they got to keep him off the glass. For a little guy, he can be a handful on the offensive board if you're not aware of it.
On the wing, Brown. This one for three. They get it again. That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Enes Kanter.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
And Reddick kicks to Williamson. Passes it to Ingram. New Orleans moving the ball around. From deep. Hayward traps the board. Celtics trail by 11. Down low. Tatum dishes to Walker. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Zion Williamson.
And you always know what you're going to get from Walker from the line. He's been a solid, consistent free throw shooter his entire career.
That free throw, no good. Is no good. New Orleans has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Pelicans.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series at a game apiece.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Zion Williamson.
You know, he was flying around on both ends of the floor. Terrific energy and enthusiasm. And that rubbed off on his teammates. I thought he was a catalyst tonight.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
And you know, disappointment starts to set in a little bit. You fought all night, just wasn't meant to be.
Now, here's Reddick. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Jalil, here at home with a competitive matchup. What got you guys over the top tonight?
To stand together as a team, playing as hard as we could. The fans were great, and we wanted to play good for them.
And you surely did, Jalil. Thanks a lot for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long.